All right, what's going on, everyone? Had a request on how to get to the ECU on the 20 to 23 R1. This is actually pretty simple compared to the older version. All you're going to need is a 5mm Allen Phillips screwdriver. First thing we're going to do, pull this bolt here. We're going to undo this little plastic clip. Now, you don't have to push too hard to get these to unscrew. If it fights you a little bit, put a little pressure on the collar of it. You just want to get that out enough where clip comes out. So what you got here is you got clips along up here and a couple down here. So what you want to do is you want to get past this bushing right here, and then you're going to pull towards the rear of the bike. Then you're just going to work the clips loose. This one up here does fight you a little bit. So let's see if we can get that thing out of there, like so. And then you got the ones at top. Panel comes right off. There's your ECU. So now what you're going to have is you're going to have another little plastic screw right here. Same thing. Just work that out. Cover pops right off. Always disconnect your battery before you unhook any of your harnesses to the ECU because you don't want to take that thing out. So then basically you're just going to work the clips. These will pop off, give you enough room, slides out. Simple, quick. Go back together, take your trim piece, tucks back up in here, make sure these are clipped, line your hole up for your plastic rivet. Works a little better if we take this center out. Now when you put these back in, you can screw them in if you're worried about stripping the threads. I just push it back in. This is a little tricky part. So like I said, you got grooves here, here, and here. On the back side, clip, 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 clip. So work it back up underneath your trim piece. You're gonna want to pull up a little bit here, sneak that under. See if it wants to cooperate. All right, so there we go. Not too far. There we go. There we go. Okay, now this is where it gets a little tricky, and what's funny is I've actually seen the dealers not even get this right. So work that, and make sure your clip is in up top here. Maybe. You want to get a little bit of pressure on these two here because these are the ones that are going to fight you a little bit. It should. Of course, it's not going to be nice. And she did take. So this is what I was saying. It's kind of a little tricky getting it back in. So now that we got them all in, put a little pressure here. So these would be the ones that will fight you quite a bit too. Slide it forward, get your bushing set right, screw. Don't have to get crazy. A little bit there, plastic screw. Boom. Done. That's it. Take your time here, because if you don't get any pressure, these will not clip. It'll have a gap. Like I said, I've seen the dealers, even the guys who did the dyno pulls couldn't get that back in right. So watch that, take your time. It will feel a little tricky at first. If it's new and it's never been off, it will grab. It will feel like you're gonna break something. Just be careful, finesse it, it will eventually pop loose. You saw me struggle a little bit getting it back on. You can look up through this side here, make sure your clips are lined up. That's it, it's ready to go.